Story time. So in 2019, I think it was 2019, 2020. Anyway, I think it was the one in 2019. I get mammograms every year. I have a family history of breast cancer, and they thought I had cancer, and I think it was 2013, 2014. I Time is just so fluid for me, I forget. But anyway, so I normally get mammograms every year. And in 2019, right before the pandemic, I got a mammogram, and then they needed to do more, and then I changed jobs and went to another place and got a mammogram, and they asked for my previous results just to compare my results. And then they wanted to do more, but it was the middle of the pandemic. And I was like, no, no, because I had just undergone all this other stuff with my lupus diagnosis, and then the side effects to the medications, and the blood clots, and the all the different things, right? All the trauma from 2017 throughout 2018 and all that. So I had a lot of health trauma from, almost dying yet again. Actually, I mean, they were wondering how I was still alive, you know. So I didn't go get a mammogram 21, 22, 23, 24. And I actually felt a lump in my breast. And I didn't just feel a lump in my breast, it was a painful lump in my breast. And I said, one, my doctorate is in natural health and healing. And in school, one of the things they said about cancer was two things. One was they presented a lot of studies that showed the reversal and elimination of cancer through fasting and other things. And as a scientist, I know when you're in a fasting state, your body eats things that's inside. So it eats tumor cells, it eats cancer cells, it eats things like that, right? So they discuss white papers, examples of things that have been done to eliminate said cancer. My fasting game was thrown off, whereas it used to be really great. It was off in the pandemic and the whole thing. But I said, well, I'm going to make my tea. I'm going to make a tea for this because I'm going to do partial fasting, but right now I knew I wasn't at a point where I could do the 40-day fast that I need to do. So that's what I started doing. I made the teas, I would drink the teas, and I would feel the lump, and the lump would get worse, and it would hurt. I couldn't lay down on the one side because it would hurt. And then I would fast back and forth, drink the tea back and forth. So this year, I go to have the mammogram, and the mammogram is completely negative. Now, of course, the lump's not there. I don't feel it and all that kind of stuff. I didn't even have to have a follow-up appointment because they were able to get such good, clear images of my breasts with just the first appointment and see that there was nothing at all there. Now I have some other stuff going on, and this is what I do. I work on things, and because I'm a scientist, I don't work on everything at the same time. If I'm focusing on inflammation for one thing, or if I'm focusing on a problem like that lump, I don't at the same time do something for my kidneys or something for my liver or something for a different organ, because I want to see the effects of the tea on the particular problem. And when you throw so many things at it, you don't know what's working, what's causing things to work. So, I am my brand. I am my product. I am working to heal me. You guys just get the benefit. You should be kind of thankful that God put me here with all of these different situations, because if it weren't for that, I probably wouldn't be spending as much time coming up with ways to improve it. But because of my situation and then my family, that's what it was. It was, my family, myself, and different things. And I had to make sure I stay on point because of all the different issues. So, yes, mammogram results look great, look phenomenal. Now I got something else that I'm working on. And like I said, it's a work in progress, and I don't normally release it until I get the results. So when you guys ask me, do I have a T for a certain thing, and I say, not yet, it's in progress, you can't rush to progress because I am a scientist. I have to see results. If I don't see the results, then I have to go modify the T and then try again. So, and that could take a while. I don't know how long that takes. It just depends. I have had people like I gave them my tea and say, hey, I need to know what happens this da 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 da. So it's a process, and that's just what it is. Okay. Now, yes, I'm Shaman Dr. Fryson, scientist, shaman. This is where science meets spirit, or spirit meets science, because spirit came first. And we do trial and error before we put it out to you guys.